Manchester United just pulled the trigger, and now the next manager decision comes down to one key factor: two names and a £27 million price tag that's already raising eyebrows. In this update, I'm breaking down the true cost of the Amorim saga, why the interim choice is happening fast, and the shortlist logic that could decide United's 2026 boss, including the Ole angle. Amorim is out, compensation is on the table, and United are split between a short-term fix and a long-term rebuild, with internal talks already moving behind the scenes. Because this isn't just a manager change, it's a project reset. Get the interim wrong, and the season collapses. Get the 2026 appointment wrong, and you waste another year of transfers, youth development, and momentum. So, here's what you're getting: the £27 million breakdown, the Ole versus Carrick situation, the key factor United are prioritising, and the two names that were already on the list, plus what to watch for next as the decision gets closer.
Before we continue, if football is the game that raised you, taught you loyalty, or just makes your heart race, you're in the right place. Join the Football Lore family and subscribe. We do facts, club history, transfer stories, most expensive deals, and top 10, top 15 countdowns, plus the biggest moments in football you'll never forget. And drop a comment, your club and the topic you want next, because I might cover it in the next video.
Manchester United, Amorim out, and the timing is the headline. Reports say the club decided to move on from Ruben Amorim with immediate effect. What makes this situation feel sharp is the timing. He was publicly speaking like he expected to stay, then the club made a fast call. Why it matters? When a manager and board sound like they're on different pages, it usually means the dressing room, recruitment plans, and results are all pulling in different directions. Key detail people are missing: it's not only results. When a club changes direction mid-project, the next steps become about control and structure, not just wins. Watch next. Look for an official club statement and clarity on who takes training next. And story number 5 explains why this decision comes with a real financial hit. Manchester United compensation package being discussed at around £10 million. According to reports, United could pay around £10 million in compensation for Amorim and his staff due to the contract running through 2027. If any part of that figure isn't officially confirmed, treat it as reported, not final. Why it matters: paying out a deal like this isn't just a headline, it can affect the budget for the next appointment and the next transfer window. Key detail people are missing: even when you sack a manager, you can still be paying him while trying to hire the next one, so the cost stacks quickly. Watch next. Any signs of an exit agreement if another club comes in and wants him later. And now we get to the number that's turning heads, because it's not just compensation. Manchester United, the total Amorim package being floated at around £27 million. Reports claim the total cost of the Amorim chapter could reach around £27 million, when you add salary, compensation, and what was paid to bring him in. Again, unless United confirm it, treat this as reported, not official. Why it matters? That's a huge spend on the manager side, and it raises pressure on the owners to get the next choice right, because fans will ask, what was the plan? Key detail people are missing: big manager costs often lead to more conservative moves. Next, either a safer interim or a more controlled shortlist with strict criteria. Watch next. Watch how quickly they decide. The interim fast decisions often signal panic. Slower decisions signal careful planning. Retention tag, and the interim conversation is already moving, starting with Ole. Manchester United Ole linked as the leading interim option. Reports suggest Ole Gunnar Solskjær is ready to take the job quickly if he gets the green light. The claim is that talks have been positive and that he's a serious option for the short-term role. Why it matters? An interim choice sets the tone for the rest of the season, calm the noise, stabilise results, and protect the squad. Key detail people are missing: the interim isn't only about tactics, It's about managing pressure and keeping key players engaged while the club plans the long-term appointment. Watch next. Watch for training ground signals, who's leading sessions, who's in the staff box, and whether United move to finalise quickly, but Ole isn't the only name mentioned. Story number 2 is the other caretaker angle. Manchester United Carrick also discussed, and the club's structure choice matters. Reports say Michael Carrick has also been part of the caretaker discussion. That brings up the bigger question. Does United want one clear interim boss or a wider caretaker structure with staff support behind the scenes? Why it matters. The structure you pick now tells you what kind of club United wants to be. Reaction mode or controlled rebuild mode. Key detail people are missing. If the club plans a permanent manager later, the caretaker phase becomes about protecting the squad, trusting young players, and avoiding long-term damage. Watch next. Watch if United announce a caretaker until end of season or keep it short and flexible. Now for the biggest story, because United's long-term plan comes down to one key factor and 2 names. Manchester United, the key factor is Premier League experience, and 2 names are already in the mix. Reports suggest United want their next permanent manager to have Premier League experience so they can make an immediate impact and handle the pressure of this job. Alongside that, the profile includes playing quality football and trusting young players, especially if the club wants to build around developing talent. And in terms of names, reports say Thomas Tuchel and Roberto De Zerbi were both on the wider list in the past, with meetings taking place previously, but timing was seen as a key issue then. That doesn't mean rejected forever. It means the situation and timing matter. Why it matters? This is United admitting they can't afford another miss. The next hire shapes recruitment, style, and the entire direction of the rebuild. Key detail people are missing. Big appointments often depend on timing, international tournaments, club projects, and availability. The name is important, but the moment is just as important. Watch next. Watch for early signals. Shortlist leaks from reliable reporters, and whether the club starts sounding out candidates sooner than expected. And if you think this story ends here, wait until the next update drops, because one decision can trigger 2 more moves fast.
Before we continue, if football is the game that raised you, taught you loyalty, or just makes your heart race, you're in the right place. Join the Football Lore family and subscribe. We do facts, club history, transfer stories, most expensive deals, and top 10, top 15 countdowns, plus the biggest moments in football you'll never forget. And drop a comment, your club and the topic you want next, because I might cover it in the next video.
So that's the Manchester United manager situation, the exit, the reported costs, the interim options, and the long-term plan built around Premier League experience with 2 names already linked in the background. Now I want to hear from you. Should United go with Ole as the interim, Carrick, or someone else entirely? And long-term, which manager fits United's rebuild best? If you want fast, clean football updates without the noise, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Breaking Drop.